I'm a very decisive person in my decision making all my life. And somehow it turns out all right for me. I'm 39 years old this year. And I'm just wondering whether is it my happy-go-lucky character that I always take it easy when I face difficulty in life. And my friends all say that it seems like I'm having an easy life. And whenever I face difficulties, I will always just go with the flow. And I found that like I quit my job last year and I came to Korea 3 months ago, and I was at a work exchange in a farm. And the boss offered me an employment in that farm. And I have this kind of like intuition that there's a glimpse of like something like I actually in a similar situation before, like it happened like in a farm that I was there before, but in actual I was only there for the first time in my life. And this is not only happening in Korea. When I was in Malaysia, it also happened like always in my life. Is like I will always have something like I've been in that situation before, but I know very clearly that I have not been in that situation before. So I'm just wondering, is it because that is it fated that I have to go through that kind of situation in my life? How do I know whether like whether am I making the right decision in my life?
자기 결정이 올바른지 지금 알 수는 없습니다.
So there's no way for you to know whether you're making the right decision or not at the time you're making a decision. You'll only know once the decision has passed, right?
그러니까 지금 옳으냐 그렇냐 이렇게 접근하면 안 됩니다.
So that's not the right approach, whether this decision you're about to make is the correct one or the wrong one.
현재 어떤 것이 나에게 유리할 거냐 하고 판단을 먼저 합니다.
First, you have to evaluate what's better for me.
근데 현재 옳다고 더 나을 거라고 생각한 게 지나놓고 보면 잘못될 수도 있습니다.
But of course, keep in mind that what you thought was best for you now might not turn out to be so later.
그때는 그 판단이 잘못됐다고 평가하면 안 됩니다.
Then at that point, you can evaluate and you can judge that your judgment previously, your decision was not the right decision.
그러니까 다음에 평가할 때 참고, 이게 지금 좋은 게 나중 좋은 게 아니구나. 다음에 내가 어떤 선택을 할 때는 미래까지도 고려를 해야 되겠다 하고 참고로 그냥 활용해야 합니다.
But don't criticize yourself over making that decision, but take it as a lessons learned to inform your next decision.
그래서 선택을 계속 결과가 나빠도 괜찮습니다.
So it's okay if you keep making series of bad decisions.
그것을 몇 번 되풀이하면서 더 선택을 잘할 수 있는 쪽으로 계속 발전해 갈 수가 있습니다.
Because what you are actually taking lessons learned, developing your own capacity of wisdom to make a better choice the next time.
이것이 학습하는 과정이에요.
So you're engaged in learning.
한국말 이런 말이 있어요. 실패는 성공의 어머니다.
There's a saying in Korean, failure is the mother of success.
그것은 그냥 실패를 하면 좋아진다는 뜻이 아니라
So that doesn't mean that failure in itself is good.
실패를 가지고 항상 학습을 하는 거예요.
Is that failure, if used as a source for learning, is good for you.
어떤 사람도 처음부터 이렇게 항상 이익이 되는 선택을 하기는 어렵습니다.
So nobody makes the best decision right at the bat, the first time.
처음에는 손해도 나고 이익도 되고 손실도 되는 걸 감수합니다.
So at first you have to be willing to take losses, the goods, along with the bads in your decision.
그러면서 이게 자꾸 이 교훈을 삼으면 나중에 비교적 이익이 되는 선택을 할 확률이 조금씩 높아집니다.
But with increasing lessons learned, you're informing your decision, so your probability of making the right decision increases.
그래서 뭐 어떤 선택을 해도 괜찮아요. 아니면 아니구나 하고 바꾸면 됩니다.
So you can make any choice you want. It's okay. If you don't like the decision you made, you can go back. You can change.
그게 약간 두렵다면
But if you're afraid of making that decision in the first place,
과거의 실패가 교훈으로 남는 게 아니라 약간 트라우마, 상처로 남았기 때문입니다.
then you have allowed your past failures to become a trauma rather than a lessons learned.
Actually, I want to say is I've always followed my heart when I make decision, and it seems to turn out fine for me. And I saw my friends, they're always making rational decision, but somehow they are quite unhappy in their life. So does that mean that following my heart is actually the best way when make a decision?
먹고 싶다고 따라가면 안 돼요. 어떤 거는
So just because that looks tasty doesn't mean you have to eat it,
쥐약이 들었을 때도 있으니까.
because there's sometimes and there's poison in there.
그러니까 어느 걸 따라가야 된다 이렇게 정할 수는 없어요.
So I'm saying that you don't make a fast rule that this is better than the other in how you make decisions.
자기는 주로 가슴을 따라간다 이 말은 주로 마음을 감정을 따라간다는 거.
So when you say you follow your hearts, basically you're saying you usually follow your emotions, right? Your instincts when you make decisions,
괜찮아요.
and that's good. Turned out well, right?
감성을 따르는 사람들이 주로 얼굴이 좀 밝습니다.
And people who actually follow their emotions, their heart, they tend to be brighter, more positive.
근데 나중에 손실이 많을 때가 있죠.
But sometimes you suffer losses, big losses.
그 이성을 따르는 사람은 손실이 좀 적은 대신에
And with those who actually follow their head when making choices, their loss might not be as big,
하고 싶은 걸 못 하니까 스트레스를 받죠.
but they, at the same time, they don't do what they really want to do, which causes them
그래서
stress.
얼굴에 인상이 많습니다.
And so that's why they tend to frown more, right?
그러니까 자기는 그 중에 어느 쪽이 나은지 선택해서 그냥 하시면 돼요.
So basically, you choose what you want to do and how you make a decision, and that's that.
남이 뭐라고 하느냐 신경 쓸 필요 없어요.
And don't pay attention to what others say about how you make your own decisions,
그건 그들의 인생이고 난 내 인생이에요.
because that's their lives. You have your own life to live.
내가 사람들이 왜 혼자 사느냐 결혼해서 살지 이런다고 내가 따라갈 것 같아요.
So do you think if people criticize me for being single and telling me that I'm doing wrong by not marrying, do you think I'll follow that? Do you think I'll go off and get married?
좋으면 너는 그렇게 살아라. 난 이렇게 살겠다. 이러고 사는 거예요.
So I'll just tell them that's your life and this is mine.
가끔 나보고 줄에 서 달라는 사람이 있어요.
So there are people who sometimes occasionally ask me to kind of
Officiate.
officiate their weddings.
그럼 제가 이렇게 말합니다.
And this is what I tell them.
결혼하는 게 그렇게 좋으면 나부터 하지 왜 내가 거기 가느냐.
I say, if weddings are so good, why should I just officiate? I should get married myself.
제가 결혼식이 잘 안 가요.
So I don't really go to weddings that often.
그러니까 자기 식대로 살면 돼요.
So what I'm saying is that you live your own life the way you want it.
대신에 결과에 대해서 책임은 져야 돼요.
But at the same time, you have to be accountable to your choices.
Okay, thank you.
네.